Good day, guys. Happy weekend. Hope you are having a great weekend. So, the market is about to start tomorrow, and I'm doing this video to give you my trade recap for last week and also what we should be looking at for next week. Before I start, I took some trade last week that helped me pass my prop firm phase one. So, these two trades here, this one and this one, was the trade I took. I said last week that on my last video that there is a support zone here that this price was likely to react to, and it just did exactly that. So I just looked for an entry. I even missed I missed the initial push, but I just had to look for an entry after the 4 hours candle closed bullish. These two bullish candle, then I had in mind that I was just looking for a little bit of profit to pass my profit. That was about 20 something dollars that was remaining just to pass that phase, and this price push here just gave me that amount, and it was a go. So this one also, my last video I also said that there was a supply zone here that this market is likely to react to. This, and also using my fib, we talked about this last week. Using my fib, there was a 61 fib level zone here, and this was what the market did. Let's go to the 2 hours. The market just texted. I also missed my initial entry while waiting for confirmation though. So market tested here and reversed aggressively. Fell through that day. The market closed, and this was a sensation, the retracement. Then I looked for an entry. Yes. It was not a fib level entry, but yeah. I already knew that the whole move was a fib level retracement and then the sell continuation. So I just had to look for my own entry since I missed the first one, and I got an entry after this huge sell pressure came in. Well, the market reversed on me. I was actually targeting all the way down here for 1:3, but yeah, I was even lucky. I took first TP, then broke even before this huge spike came in. So on my phase 2, I ended up on break even last week, the first trade. So this is it. This is phase 1. As you can see, it's 10k dollars account, and the profit is 8% on my brokerage account. So I traded this profit for about 6 months, and I had 2 months of, let's say 7 months, because I started on December last year, but I didn't take much trade though. I ended up with a little profit, not even up to 0.5% of my profit. And January I had the drawdown. As you can see, February I made a little profit. Then March I made profit too. April I had the drawdown of 1%. Then May I had a good trade and gave me profit of 3%. And this June, this was the trade. This was the month I passed the profit, and I had about 1.5% on this account this month. So this is it. I'm currently on the new phase, and I had my first trade on GU last week. Ended up 0.5. So it was a break-even week. Yeah. If you're wondering which platform is this is Traders Wave. If you check on my YouTube videos, you see the link. You can just click it and sign up for it too. Alright, this was my trade recap for last week. So let's do some weekly analysis and know what we should be looking out for next week. As you guys know, I trade only GU and gold. So these two pairs are my focus pairs. Just pick the two because it's very understandable. To me though, I don't know for you guys. So yeah, this is the weekly time frame on GU. My followers, as you know, GU is on an uptrend, but currently we are ranging. So this was the last break of structure. Then before we got all this up and down movement from the weekly time frame. You know, on my weekly I don't draw no zones, so I just have to go down to the daily time frame and start plotting my resistance and support zone. This is the first visible support, and let me clone that. Then we got our resistance right there. You can see the move, up and down movements. Even when it tries to break, it still comes inside the zone, inside the range bound, and reacts from this since ever. This was 2025. It has been on a range since 2025, May 2025. That's last year. So let's just see what we have currently. Okay, starting from the last dump. Hold on. Starting from the last dump, you can see this huge sell after I tried to break above the resistance, but we couldn't. There was selling pressure right there, and all this, you can see the pressure. All this displacement happened. Then the first sell, retracement and lower low, made a lower high, give us a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low here, a lower high, and a lower low that tested our support zone. This was a correction pattern, and you can see the first reaction when it got to this resistance. This middle resistance right there, I won't call it a minor resistance because it's on the daily time frame. That's the major resistance right there. You see the first reaction, it couldn't break above at the first push. So the sellers, there was selling pressure, like there were sellers waiting there, but the buyers was very, very active, and you can see the rejection. If you go down to the 4 hours, you see that this was a W pattern, and we got the breakout finally. So getting that breakout, what can we see next? The market got to this price zone, then retraced, gave us a new higher high, then tried to break above, but it couldn't. If you draw, hold on, let me make it clear. This was just a nasty range on the 4 hours time frame too. Don't worry, we'll get there, then I'll show you all this clearly. So this was the current move, the break of structure, the change of character right here. Let me highlight it. Got the retracement, and push to the upside. That's our break of structure then. Then from this break of structure, this was our base and the high. The market retraced and couldn't break above to give us a new break of structure, that is to validate the uptrend. And we can see the rejection all the way down, breaking our last higher low, giving us another change of structure right here, change of character. So as you can see, this tells us that okay, the market is likely to change its trend. So on the range bound too, don't forget we are still ranging. We are still ranging, but inside the range there are still structures and prices level that we can trade. So that's just what I'm trying to fish out. I'll take this resistance right here. This is where the market is reacting to right now. You can see the change of character. Then you got this retracement. Then this is another. Let me see if this is a fib level retracement. Okay, didn't get to the fib level, but I guess if we go down to the 4 hours, we'll know why the market reacted from here. Okay, this place was a supply zone. Yeah, you can see this huge sell-off before the reaction, but instead I'll take here first of all, because I don't trade supplies. I rather take my I won't say I don't trade supplies, I do, but fib level for me is my edge. So anytime I see the fib level, or maybe if a supply level is also at that place, then it's a good trade for me. Also there's a support level here. And the resistance, okay. You can see the market reacting from this lower high, from this supply level, then reacted back to the support. Now currently you can see this buying momentum, and then you go down to the 4 hours, and so you can see this very clear. The first reaction, the second reaction, showing that okay, there was even buyers at this place, but the sellers were very, very aggressive, and you can see the huge dump to the downside, making this our recent higher low. Okay, it's lower high, then lower low. Using my fib level from this zone to this place, from the lower high to the lower low, you can see that okay, GU tested the supply zone and also the 78 fib level. I'll change this to a 4 hours zone. Yeah, that's my 4 hours bar. So what can we see? This is our trading range, the lower high and the lower low. We got the retracement, and this market came all the way down here. This is a full move from the retest. I think that's yeah, got 100% take profit level hit at that place. I haven't traded a few trades around that place, but I didn't get a full move. It doesn't matter, just a few pips and you're out of the market as long as your purpose was met. So we can see this double bottom right here. I'm just looking out for this zone. I don't want to, or let's say if the week starts, we all should be looking out for this zone. Don't be aggressive to take any trade. Also, with what fundamentals is saying, Trump is saying that deal between Iran and Israel, or I think US and Israel, will be signed today. So if the market opens, we might just see a huge spike to the upside. So you all should be patient and wait. But currently we are still on a downtrend, as you can see. So let me give you the scenarios of what might happen if the market opens next week. This is our first drop. The lower low to the lower high to the lower low. Then we got the retracement and all this range. I'll call this my minor trend. Market tapped here 3 times, then sold off. The sell-off caused a break of structure. First off, after a change of character here. You can see, if you are to analyze the minor trend, this is what we can see: a high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This was the last higher low. Then this big push to the upside that gave us a break of structure, and this sell momentum here that gave us a change of character. We saw the retracement to this fib level zone, minor trend, but yeah, we got a fib level zone there. Market testing the 78 fib level, then sold, giving us a break of structure. Last week I had the intention that, hold on, that was a mistake. Last week I had the intention that, okay, price might, after texting this zone, because this price tested the fib level also, even after the retracement. Well, it didn't get to the take profit level. I was expecting a breakout after this retracement here. Well, GU didn't do it, and I guess it was because of the fundamentals. Well, Trump has been saying, and also the PPI for last week came out very lower. Came out at least 1% lower than the forecast, something like that, and that's what caused this push, all these fundamentals. But still, we haven't gotten a change of character yet from the minor trend. So I'm still looking at this zone. This is a fib zone. I'm still looking at this 4 hours fib level. We might still see a sell-off from there. However, due to what Trump is saying that a deal might be signed. Okay, he said it yesterday that a deal might be signed today. So the market might just open and we'll see a huge breakout, a huge gap to the upside, then get a retest and the market will just start buying. But if that doesn't happen and it respects this zone, then we'll know and we'll find an entry to dump the market. That is if the deal isn't signed today. But first off, since Trump has already said that the deal will be signed, he said it yesterday, I'm expecting a gap by market open today. So let's see what will happen on G. These are my two scenarios. I'm not certain yet, so you just have to be patient. I think maybe by the midweek, if I see an entry after everything might have cooled down, then I'll post it on my shorts. So yeah, let's go to gold. Is a weekly time frame on gold. And what can we see? You can see that the market is on a downtrend currently. First off, towards the last high, a huge drop, a lower high, lower low, lower high, and lower low. We have been seeing series of series of lower highs. That's 3 lower highs right there. So let's go down to the daily time frame where I draw my zones. If you also take it from here, you can see the first dump, retracement to this supply zone, also a fib level. Then the first break of structure, a retracement, and I think we had the break of structure right there too. After getting to the take profit level, I said that on my video. I think my last 3 videos, I was making reference of this zone, that the market to come to the 4,100 level. And this is the take profit level, and you can see the buyers reacting because they were already waiting at this zone to buy this price. So yeah, let's see why this market had to, using my fib. This was the last lower high and the lower low. And you can see how the market tested this 61 fib level. I'll mark that out. These are the daily. Now what can we see? This is a break of structure, major break of structures. So let's take it from the current trend that caused this recent break of structure. This is it, this move. But yeah, to understand it better, I'll take it from the retracement first of all. So that was the first high. Higher low, higher high, higher low. Then we got this higher high and a huge sell-off to the downside. Let me see if we got a change of character right there. Yes, it was a minor change of character to the downside. Then we got the retracement, lower high, and I think that was the lower low. Let's see. Yeah, we got the lower low right here. So our recent break of structure, minor, don't forget. Okay, let me just highlight it. Minor BOS and minor COC. These are major breakup structures. I've got this accumulation, all of this. Then before the huge displacement happened, that gave us a change of structure here, a break of structure, sorry. So I'll call this my last major lower high and major lower low. I hope you understand what I'm doing. No, I don't like trading lower time frames. That shit sucks. These are the major moves, and that's what I'm really interested in. All these are just accumulation. Hold on. You can see before the huge push to the downside, and using my fib level from here to this place. This is the 61 because we are still on the downtrend. This is the 61 fib level on the daily time frame. So I'm expecting price to get to that zone and a sell. Also, this is a supply zone too. You can see the accumulation, the orders before this huge dump. So here is the value supply zone, and here is a strong zone that I'll be looking out for to sell gold. First off, if the market opens, due to what we are seeing, the fundamentals, the news and everything, I might first of all see the huge gap before the dump. However, analyzing from the 4 hours, because 4 hours is also a major time frame that I love to take trades from. But daily, definitely daily is stronger than the 4 hours. So if I see a zone on the daily and price gets to that zone, I'll have more confidence taking that trade than the 4 hours. But also 4 hours works too. Yeah. Analyzing from the 4 hours, let's take it from here. The first reaction, buyers wasn't enough, then the sellers took it downwards. The reaction from the sellers at this level gave us a lower low. Buyers tried to, because this was a strong daily level. We saw the reaction from the buyers, but it wasn't enough. This zone was a strong zone, but we swept the liquidity here before this huge dump to the downside that broke this support zone, and this was the last lower high that gave us this lower low finally. So it's a break of structures. They are all minor break of structures, including these ones. I think I will just clone them. And also, we got this minor, after the lower low, we got this minor retracement and a huge dump that gave us a major break of structure. This from the daily time frame. So this should be the last lower high on the 4 hours that give us this lower low here. Hope you understand. I'm using my fib from this place, and you this place. You can see a 4 hours level here too. That this market is reacting. 61 fib level. Hold on. Let me change the color of that. Currently, this market is reacting at this supply zone here. But I don't think I'll be interested in taking this sell at this zone due to what the fundamentals is saying. The market might open next week, and first of all, you see a huge gap. We might even sweep this liquidity here, these sellers here, tap this zone before the sell. But well, if we get the first dump, I don't think I'll be taking that trade. Except we start breaking down, give me a clear lower low, then a retracement before I do anything more. But I'm more interested in taking good sell from this daily zone. However, there's a zone here too. This is a 4 hour zone, but I won't be interested in this zone. So let's just see what the market do as soon as it opens today. I think tonight at 10 o'clock or 11. We'll see the market open. And the price will decide what we have to do next week. So we'll just sit on our hands and wait. And also, don't be in a rush to take trade on Monday. You might just look it properly first of all. If the price open with a huge gap and the deal was signed today, then we might just see retracement and gold will keep on buying, while oil will keep on dumping. So you have to be patient. But despite what I've just said, we are still on a downtrend, very strong downtrend. So the sell is likely to happen more than the buy. But don't forget also, we are just following price. We don't move the market. So just price prediction. I only believe strongly on the buys when I see a major break of structure. I think that will be from this. Let me go to the daily. Hold on. Yes, that will be from that accumulation right there. That's on the 4 hours level though. Looking from the daily, this is our major lower high and lower low. So gold is still on the downtrend strongly. You just have to be patient and see what the markets will do. We might see the dump from here if there is no gap, or maybe the market will still get to this place and we see the dump too. So next week I'll tell you, or maybe I'll post it on my shorts if I see a good trade entry. Yeah. If you come across this video, please support the channel, like and subscribe, comment also. Tell me what you would like to see next and what you think I should be doing more. So thank you. See you all next week.